The chamber is open and full of whispers.
Before we dive in, check the link in the description if you want exclusive Timelines members-only videos you won't find on YouTube. All on our Patreon. Little Whinging, Surrey. Fog rolls through Privet Drive like a living thing. Street lamps flicker. The neighborhood sleeps. Gomez and Morticia Addams walk arm in arm down the sidewalk, both dressed immaculately. Gomez in a pinstripe suit despite the late hour, Morticia in a flowing black gown that seems to absorb light. "Cara mia," Gomez says, breathing deeply. This English fog, so delightfully oppressive, like being strangled by the atmosphere itself. The gloom here is exquisite, darling, so much more sophisticated than American cheerfulness. They pause. Morticia's head tilts. "Gomez, there's a baby on that doorstep." Number 4, Privet Drive. A bundle of blankets sits on the concrete step, completely still. Gomez adjusts his monocle. So there is. And look, a letter. How delightfully mysterious. They approach. The house is aggressively normal. Perfectly trimmed hedges. Spotless windows. A welcome mat that's never been dirty. Morticia kneels beside the bundle, pulls back the blanket. A baby, perhaps 15 months old. Pale skin. Messy black hair. A lightning bolt scar on his forehead, still bleeding slightly. The baby's eyes open, bright green. He stares at Morticia without crying. "He's cold," Morticia says softly. "They left him out here, in November." Reads aloud. "Dear Petunia and Vernon, this is your nephew, Harry Potter. His parents were murdered last night by a dark wizard named Voldemort. Harry defeated him somehow. The magical world is calling him the boy who lived. He must stay here because of blood protection. His mother's sacrifice created wards that will keep him safe as long as he calls this place home. Do not mistreat him. Signed, Albus Dumbledore." Gomez looks up. They're leaving a baby who just lost his parents and defeated a dark wizard on a doorstep with a letter. Not even a knock on the door. The living room is visible. Beige furniture. Family photos showing a large man, a thin woman, and a pudgy blonde baby. Everything screams normalcy. "These people," Morticia says quietly. "Look at this house, Gomez. Every corner is bright. Every surface is clean. They've eliminated every shadow, every interesting possibility. This is a house that fears magic. And they expect this child to grow up here?" Morticia scoops up Harry. He doesn't cry, just watches her with those green eyes. "He's already drawn to darkness," she says. "Feel the temperature around him. It's colder than it should be. This child has touched death. That leaves a mark." The animated hand crawls onto Morticia's shoulder and waves at baby Harry. Harry reaches for Thing. His tiny fingers close around one of Thing's. He giggles. It's the first sound he's made, a genuine, delighted laugh. Morticia and Gomez exchange looks. "He's ours," Morticia says. "Not a question. But my dear, we're not. This child has defeated he who must not be named at 15 months old. Do you know what that means, Gomez? What a prodigy!" "Exactly. And they want to suppress that, to make him normal, to punish him for being different." Her eyes flash. "We will do the opposite. We will teach him to embrace what he is." Gomez pulls out his wand, a blackthorn wand with a basilisk fang core. Waves it. The fog thickens around them, creating a privacy sphere. "The blood wards," he says. "This Dumbledore mentions them. If we take Harry, will they fail?" Read the letter again. Gomez does. "As long as he calls this place home." He looks up. He needs to consider Privet Drive home. But he's 15 months old. He doesn't consider anywhere home yet. And even if the wards existed, Morticia adds, they require the blood relative, this Petunia, to willingly accept Harry as family. Did she sign custody papers? Did she agree to this arrangement? The letter suggests not. Dumbledore simply deposited the child. Then the wards are theoretical at best, non-functional at worst. Morticia adjusts Harry in her arms. "We're not breaking protection. We're rescuing an abandoned child." Gomez pulls out parchment and a self-inking quill from his coat. Writes quickly, "Dear residents of Number 4, we have liberated the child from your doorstep. Consider this a mercy for all parties involved. Should you object, please contact the International Confederation of Wizards Office of Child Welfare. We doubt you will. With darkest regards, the Addams family." The baby grabs Gomez's mustache and pulls. Hard. "Ow, Tish! He's strong." "Of course he is. He's an Addams now." Gomez laughs. kisses Harry's forehead, right on the scar. They disappear it with a soft pop. The street is empty. The fog begins to clear. Inside number 4, Vernon and Petunia Dursley sleep, completely unaware that their lives have just diverged from a very different path. November 2nd, 1981, 2 a.m. Addams Manor. The manor materializes from the fog. Gothic architecture, gargoyles perched on every corner, windows that reflect no light, gardens full of plants that shouldn't exist in nature. Inside, the family is waiting. Grandmama Addams sits in her rocking chair, knitting with what appears to be spider silk. Uncle Fester lies on the floor with a light bulb in his mouth, illuminating himself from the inside. Pugsley, age 3, plays with dynamite under Lurch's watchful eye. Wednesday, age 1, sits in her crib, staring at the ceiling with unblinking intensity. Gomez and Morticia enter, carrying Harry. "Family," Gomez announces. "We've brought a new member." Grandmama sets down her knitting, stands, approaches with surprising speed for someone who looks ancient. She peers at Harry, sniffs, touches his scar with one gnarled finger. "This child," she croaks, "has been marked by death itself. I can smell it, taste it. The dark magic in that scar is exquisite." "Is he cursed?" Morticia asks. "Yes and no." Grandmama's eyes gleam. "There's something in the scar, a fragment of something that shouldn't exist in a living child, but it's stable, dormant. As long as we don't disturb it, he'll be fine." "What kind of fragment?" "The darkest kind. The wizard who tried to kill this boy, he left a piece of himself behind. Accidentally, I think. The curse rebounded, tore his soul, and a fragment latched onto the only living thing nearby." Morticia's grip on Harry tightens. "Can it be removed?" "Eventually. When the boy is older, stronger. For now, it's just information, a window into the enemy. Could be useful." Uncle Fester sits up, the light bulb falling from his mouth. A baby who survived a killing curse and has a piece of dark wizard stuck in his head. "That's amazing!" He lights himself on fire to celebrate. The flames dance across his bald head harmlessly. Harry stares, laughs, reaches for the flames. Fester extinguishes himself, beaming. "He likes fire. He's perfect." Lurch groans from the corner, a deep ominous sound that translates roughly to "Welcome. His name is Harry. Harry Potter. Can I blow him up when he's older?" "Okay." Wednesday, from her crib, speaks for the first time. "Potter." Everyone turns. Wednesday sits up, stares at Harry with black eyes that seem far too knowing for a 1-year-old. "Mine," Wednesday says. Morticia smiles. "Yes, dear. He's your brother now." Protective. Morticia carries Harry to the nursery. It's a converted torture chamber. The Iron Maiden has been removed and replaced with a crib woven from black roses. The walls are painted deep purple. Candles, black of course, provide the only light. She lays Harry in the crib. He doesn't cry, just looks around, taking in the shadows. "You're home now," Morticia whispers. "You're safe. You're loved. And you will never ever be punished for being different." Harry's eyes close. He sleeps. Thing crawls onto the edge of the crib, standing guard. November 2nd, 1981, morning, Privet Drive. Vernon Dursley opens the front door to retrieve the morning paper. Sees the note pinned there. Reads it. Turns purple. "Petunia." "What is it?" "The boy. He's gone. Someone took him." Petunia reads the note. Her face goes through several expressions. Shock, fear, and finally, relief. "Well," she says carefully, "I suppose that's that then." "That's that? Someone kidnapped him. We should call the police. And tell them what, Vernon? That a baby we didn't ask for and weren't expecting was left on our doorstep overnight and then disappeared. They'd think we were mad." Vernon opens his mouth, closes it. "But Dumbledore's letter said the boy had to stay here. For protection. Dumbledore isn't here, and frankly, Vernon, I'm relieved. I didn't want to raise Lily's abnormal child anyway." Each time, first attempt, the phone sparks and shocks him. Second attempt, the phone line goes dead. Third attempt, his car won't start, preventing him from going to the station. By noon, he gives up. "Good riddance to bad rubbish," he mutters. Petunia nods. Deep down, she feels a tiny stab of guilt about her sister's child. But it's overwhelmed by relief that she won't have to explain magic to the neighbors. Neither of them will ever speak of Harry Potter again. Addams Manor Library. Morticia sits in a high-backed chair reading to 3-year-old Harry, and the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. She reads from Edgar Allan Poe. Harry sits in her lap, completely absorbed. His vocabulary is advanced for his age. Wednesday's influence. She refuses to use baby talk, so neither does Harry. Again, Harry says, quoth the raven, nevermore, Harry finishes. Morticia closes the book. Harry thinks it means never again, never ever, forever and ever, no more. Very good. And do you know what the raven represents? Death. The raven is death, visiting the narrator, reminding him that his love Lenore is gone. Nevermore will he see her. He does this sometimes, unconsciously. My first mommy is nevermore, he says quietly. Morticia sets the book aside, pulls Harry into a proper embrace. Yes, Lily Potter died protecting you from a very bad man. She loved you so much that she used magic, the oldest magic, to save you. That's why you have that scar. It's a mark of her love, one who gave you life and one who teaches you to live it. Harry processes this, then, Mort. It means death, Morticia smiles, surprised. How do you know Latin? She says English is for peasants. Of course she does. That evening, Harry's first full sentence, Morte est naturalis. Death is natural. The family applauds. Age 5, 1986. The bully incident. The Addams children rarely interact with normal society, but occasionally Morticia takes them to the park, for observation purposes. Wednesday, age 5, sits on a swing, not swinging, just sitting, watching other children play with vague disgust. Harry, age 5, sits on the swing next to her. They've developed a communication style that requires few words. Wednesday, they're screaming, happy. Wednesday, happiness is loud and annoying. Harry, agreed. A larger boy, maybe 8 years old, approaches. Typical bully, sneers at Wednesday. You're in my swing. You're standing there. Get off or I'll push you. Fascinating. A threat of violence over playground equipment, your priorities are askew. The bully doesn't understand half those words, gets angry, shoves Wednesday off the swing. She lands hard on the gravel, doesn't cry, just stands, brushes off her black dress, looks at the bully with eyes that promise future retribution. Harry sees red. The air around him crackles. His accidental magic, usually well controlled for his age, explodes outward. The bully's shoelaces come alive. They wrap around his ankles like snakes. Tighten pull. The boy falls, hits his head on the swing set, not hard enough to seriously injure, but hard enough to scare him. The shoelaces continue tightening. The boy starts crying. Harry, Wednesday says calmly, stop. He's learned his lesson. The shoelaces go slack. The bully scrambles away, sobbing. Wednesday looks at Harry. Thank you. You're welcome. We're even now. Even? Last week I gave you my favorite poison recipe, the one with nightshade and arsenic. That was a gift. You defending me was a gift. We're balanced. Harry considers this logic. Okay. They sit back on the swings, resume their silent observation. Morticia watches from a bench, smiling behind her hand. From that moment, Harry and Wednesday are inseparable. Age 6, 1987, the first experiment. The Addams Manor Ballroom. Harry and Wednesday have converted it into a laboratory. They've spent 3 weeks planning the chocolate pudding incident. The target, Pugsley, he volunteered enthusiastically. The mechanism, a falling chandelier, rigged to drop on a specific mark, triggered by a pressure plate connected to a bucket of chocolate pudding suspended above, with trained snakes, non-venomous borrowed from Uncle Fester, released at the exact moment of pudding impact. Wednesday draws the final diagram. If my calculations are correct, the chandelier will fall, trigger the pressure plate, release the pudding, and the snakes will emerge from the pudding to give the target a fright. And if your calculations are wrong, then Pugsley dies and we learn from our mistakes. Okay, Pugsley enters, grinning. Ready. Wednesday pulls a lever. The chandelier drops. Perfect trajectory. Hits the pressure plate. The bucket tips. Chocolate pudding pours down. It covers Pugsley entirely. 3 snakes emerge from the pudding. Hiss, slither away, confused. Pugsley, covered head to toe in chocolate, gives a thumbs up. That was awesome. Wednesday, success. Harry, we should add spiders next time. Good note. Gomez enters, sees the scene, beams with pride. Children, what have I told you about testing traps indoors? Wednesday, to always have a volunteer and a backup plan. And to clean up afterward. Excellent. Carry on. Age 8, 1989. The truth about his parents. Harry finds a book in the Addams library. A who's who of the British wizarding world. Opens to P. Died 1981. Married Lily Evans. One son, Harry Potter, the boy who lived. There's a photo. A man with messy black hair and glasses. Laughing. Next to a woman with red hair and green eyes. Harry stares at the photo for a long time. Wednesday finds him. Those are your biological parents. I know. Are you sad? I don't know. I don't remember them. That's logical. You were 15 months old when they died. Harry traces his mother's face in the photo. She has my eyes. Yes. Wednesday, do you think they'd be proud of me or disappointed? Wednesday considers the question seriously. She doesn't believe in comforting lies. They died protecting you from a dark wizard. That suggests they valued your life over their own. They would likely be proud that you survived. Whether they'd approve of our family's methods is irrelevant. They're dead. Your current family is alive and loves you. That's very practical. Thank you. That evening, Harry asks Morticia about his parents. She tells him everything she knows. The prophecy. Voldemort. The betrayal by Peter Pettigrew. James and Lily's sacrifice. The rebounded curse, your mother's love, Morticia says, was so powerful it created magic that even the darkest wizard couldn't overcome. That's the rarest magic of all, Harry. Not dark or light, just absolute. Like how you love me. And so would Gomez, and Wednesday, and everyone in this family. You are ours, Harry. Blood doesn't determine family. Choice does. So I'm named after two people who died protecting me. Yes. That's very Addams. Morticia laughs. Yes, darling, it is. Wednesday asked if this means I'll develop a hero complex. And what did you tell her? That I'll only save people who deserve it. Age 9, 1990. The first assassination attempt to rival Dark Wizard family. The Carrows hear that the boy who lived is being raised by blood traitor Americans. They decide to earn Voldemort's favor, not knowing Voldemort is currently a wraith, by killing Harry. 3 Carrows apparate onto Addams Manor grounds. Bypass the first layer of wards, they're skilled. They don't make it to the second layer. The carnivorous plants get the first one. Venus flytraps the size of bears. They drag him screaming into the greenhouse. The second Carrow makes it to the front door. Lurch answers. The Carrow tries to curse him. Lurch catches the spell with his bare hand, absorbs it, and backhands the wizard into unconsciousness. The third Carrow gets closest. Makes it to the ballroom where Harry and Wednesday are practicing wand movements. Harry doesn't have a wand yet, but he's learning the motions. The Carrow raises his wand, Avada. It bites his hand. The Carrow drops, screaming. Wednesday walks over, looks down at him. You interrupted our practice, that's rude. She kicks his wand away. Gomez and Morticia arrive, wands drawn. Assess the situation. Gomez. Harry, are you hurt? Harry, no. I turned his wand into a snake. Gomez. Brilliant. First wandless transfiguration at age 9. I didn't manage that until I was 12. Morticia examines the snake. Black adder. Excellent choice. Highly venomous. He has maybe 20 minutes before the neurotoxins cause permanent damage. The Carrow whimpers. Wednesday. Should we give him the antidote? Morticia. That depends. Do we want him to testify against his family? Or do we want to send a message? Harry thinks. Both. Give him the antidote, but slowly. Let him suffer enough to remember this was a bad idea. Wise choice. They administer the antidote over the course of 15 minutes. The Carrow spends all 15 in excruciating pain. When he can speak, Gomez questions him. Who sent you? We wanted to kill the Potter boy, prove our loyalty to the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord is dead. He'll return. He always returns. Gomez. Perhaps, but he won't return because of you. Now, you have a choice. You can leave here, tell your family that the Addamses are not to be trifled with, and we'll never speak of this again. Or you can try to attack us again, and I'll let my children practice more creative magic on you. Which do you prefer? The Carrow runs. That night, Harry can't sleep. Wednesday finds him in the library. You almost died, she says. I know. How do you feel about that? Harry considers. Angry. Scared. But also ready. Ready for what? For when they come again. Because they will. Wednesday nods. Then we prepare. We train harder. We learn more. And next time we don't let them get that close. Agreed. Age 10, 1991, June. The Hogwarts letter Professor Minerva McGonagall apparates to Addams Manor. She's been dreading this assignment for weeks. She knocks on the door. Lurch answers. Groans. I'm Professor McGonagall from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. I'm here to deliver letters to Harry Potter and Wednesday Addams. Lurch gestures for her to enter. The interior is exactly what she feared. Dark, gothic. Cleopatra, the carnivorous plant, snaps at her from the corner. Thing scuttles past, carrying a tea tray. Morticia descends the staircase, elegant as death itself. Professor McGonagall, we've been expecting you. They sit in the parlor. Morticia pours tea from a black porcelain set. Is that hemlock? McGonagall asks, eyeing her cup. Just a touch. For flavor. Would you prefer arsenic? How disappointing. McGonagall gets to the point. I'm here to deliver Hogwarts letters to Harry Potter and Wednesday Addams. However, I must ask, is Harry Potter currently residing here? He is. Has been since November 1981. McGonagall's lips thin. He was supposed to be placed with his maternal relatives, the Dursleys. He was abandoned on their doorstep. We rescued him. He's been raised as an Addams ever since. The Ministry has been searching for him for 10 years. Have they? How unfortunate that they're so incompetent. We've never hidden. Our manor is registered with Macusa. We pay our taxes. We simply didn't advertise. McGonagall sets down her tea. This is highly irregular. The boy was placed with the Dursleys for specific protective reasons. Blood wards that required Petunia Dursley's willing acceptance. Wards that were never actually activated because she never agreed to the placement. Morticia smiles. We know about magical theory, Professor. The wards were theoretical at best. How do you? A very good one. We've researched this extensively in case the Ministry ever came calling. As if summoned, Gomez enters with Harry and Wednesday. McGonagall sees Harry and nearly drops her teacup. He's 10 years old, dressed in a miniature version of Gomez's pinstripe suit. Hair neatly combed, green eyes bright with intelligence. The scar on his forehead is visible but well healed. He looks healthy, happy, confident, not traumatized, not abused. Professor McGonagall, Harry says politely, extends his hand. I'm Harry Potter. It's an honor to meet you. His handshake is firm. His eye contact is direct. Wednesday stands beside him, stone-faced as always. McGonagall recovers. Mr. Potter, Miss Addams, I'm here to deliver your Hogwarts letters. Heavy parchment, sealed with wax. Harry opens his, reads, looks up. We're both invited? You're both 11. You're both magical. You both qualify. Wednesday, is attendance mandatory? Harry and Wednesday exchange glances, an entire conversation in a look. Harry will attend, but we have conditions. Conditions? McGonagall's eyebrows rise. We'd like to remain together as much as possible. We work well as a team. The sorting will determine your houses. We'll deal with the sorting when we get there. Gomez beams. Professor, I assure you, our children are more than prepared for Hogwarts. Harry can perform wandless magic, speak Parseltongue, and has read our entire family grimoire. Wednesday can identify poisons by smell, set traps that would impress professional curse breakers, and has memorized 73 ways to psychologically break a person. McGonagall looks faint. That's concerning. That's excellent parenting. Mr. Addams, the Ministry will want to investigate how Harry has been raised. Let them try. Gomez's smile doesn't waver, but his eyes go cold. We're American citizens. Harry has been raised in America. He has American magical education. The British Ministry has no jurisdiction over us. If they attempt to remove Harry from our custody, we'll tie them up in international magical law for decades. We have documentation. We have witnesses. We have proof that Harry has received superior magical education and genuine family love. What will the Ministry say? That we're unfit because we're unconventional? That's prejudice, Professor, and prejudice is illegal. She came here expecting to rescue a traumatized orphan. Instead, she found a well-adjusted child with a family that would burn the Ministry down to protect him. I'll inform Headmaster Dumbledore of the situation. Please do. Morticia smiles, and tell him we look forward to our children attending his school. I'm sure it will be educational. She needs to send several owls, and possibly drink something stronger than tea. July 1991, Diagon Alley. The Addams family arrives in Diagon Alley en masse. Gomez, Morticia, Harry, Wednesday, Pugsley, Uncle Fester, Grandmama Lurch, and Thing. They draw stares immediately. Gomez wears his best suit. Morticia looks like she's attending a funeral. She considers this a compliment. Harry and Wednesday are dressed identically in black with silver accents. Uncle Fester lights a street lamp by accident. He was just walking past and it sensed his electrical field. "Magnificent!" Gomez exclaims. "Look at this place, children. It's like stepping back into medieval times. The dirt, the disorder, the complete lack of building codes." They head to Gringotts first. The goblins recognize the Addams family immediately. They have accounts going back 200 years. "Mr. Addams," Griphook says, "welcome. And this must be Harry Potter. We're here to access his family vault. We have the key." Dumbledore left the Potter vault key with McGonagall, who grudgingly gave it to Gomez after verifying his legal guardianship. The cart ride down is exhilarating. Harry loves it. Wednesday remains expressionless, but later admits it was acceptable. The Potter vault is full. Not Malfoy-level wealth, but substantial. "Your biological parents left you well provided for," Morticia says. "This money is yours, Harry. We don't need it. The Addams fortune is extensive. This is your inheritance. Use it wisely." Harry touches a stack of gold. "I want to donate some to magical creature welfare, and to St. Mungo's Children's Ward, and to fund research into curse breaking." Gomez tears up. "That's my boy, generosity with purpose." Next stop, Ollivanders. The wandmaker takes one look at Harry and goes pale. "Mr. Potter, I wondered when I'd see you." The wand selection takes longer than usual. Harry tries 27 wands before Ollivander brings out a specific box. Holly and Phoenix Feather. 11 inches. Curious, Harry takes the wand, feels warmth spread through his hand. Red and gold sparks shoot from the tip. Curious indeed, Ollivander whispers. The phoenix whose feather is in that wand gave only one other feather. Just one. And that wand gave you that scar. Harry's grip tightens on the wand. Voldemort's wand is my wand's brother? Yes, brother wands. They will not work properly against each other. Very rare, very powerful, and very dangerous. I'll take it. Wednesday gets her wand next. Yew and dragon heartstring. 13 inches. Unyielding, according to Ollivander. Perfect, Wednesday says. They shop for robes, cauldrons, books, and potion ingredients. Morticia is delighted by the apothecary. So many wonderful poisons in flourish and blots. A wizard in expensive robes sneers at them. Americans, he mutters to his companion. Probably don't even know the proper way to hold a wand. Gomez overhears, approaches with his most charming smile. "Good afternoon, sir. Gomez Addams. I couldn't help but overhear your comment." The wizard looks him up and down. "Addams? I don't recognize that name. Separated from the main family about 400 years ago when one of our ancestors married an American witch. Apparently, that was scandalous. The blacks? The wizard's attitude shifts slightly. The blacks are sacred 28. I wasn't aware. Most people aren't. We prefer it that way. Now you mentioned proper wand holding. I'd be delighted to demonstrate. Performs a perfect Aguamenti charm, filling a nearby vase with water. Then a Glacius charm, turning the water to ice. Then a Diffindo, slicing the ice into perfect geometric shapes. All in about 5 seconds. Wandless magic would be showing off. This is simply proving competence. Your robes are last season, Gomez continues pleasantly. Your wand appears to be compensating for something. And your breath suggests you've been gargling flobberworm mucus. I'd offer you a mint, but I only carry cyanide tablets. Would you like one? Leaves quickly, Harry and Wednesday, watching from across the shop, exchange grins. August 31st, 1991, the night before Hogwarts. Addams Manor. The entire family gathers for a farewell dinner. The table is set with the finest china. The meal is exquisite. Roasted meats, poisoned vegetables, labeled for safety, and a dessert that may or may not be sentient. After dinner, Gomez stands. A toast. To Harry and Wednesday, who leave tomorrow for Hogwarts, may they terrify their teachers, outsmart their enemies, and remember that family is everything. Even Wednesday smiles slightly. Morticia gives Harry a small vial. Nightshade extract. If anyone tries to poison you, drink this. It's an antidote to 97 common poisons. Enchanted to return to your hand for emergencies, Grandmama gives him a charm. This will let you see ghosts more clearly and speak with them. Useful for gathering information. If you need light, just put it in your mouth. It's perfectly safe. Pugsley gives him a stick of dynamite for when things get boring. Lurch groans and hands him a handkerchief. Translation, don't forget to write. Then does the same to Wednesday. Wednesday receives similar gifts, plus a journal from Morticia for documenting your psychological experiments. That night, Harry and Wednesday sit in the library. Are you nervous? Harry asks. No. Are you? A little. We're going into a new environment, new people, new challenges. Good. Nervous means alert. Alert means prepared. Harry links his pinky with hers. A gesture from childhood. Together? He asks. Always, Wednesday confirms. They sit in comfortable silence watching shadows dance on the walls. Tomorrow, Hogwarts. Tomorrow, everything changes. But tonight, they're just two children with a family that loves them unconditionally. And that's all they need. September 1st, 1991. Platform 9 3/4 is chaos. Families saying goodbye. Owls hooting. Trunks being loaded. The Hogwarts Express gleams red in the morning light. The Addams family arrives. All of them. Gomez in his finest pinstripe suit. Morticia in flowing black robes that seem to absorb light. Wednesday in a black dress with a white collar. Harry in a black suit identical to Gomez's. Pugsley carrying a box of firecrackers. Uncle Fester glowing slightly. Grandmama cackling at something only she can see. Lurch carrying the trunks. All four of them stacked impossibly high. Thing perched on Morticia's shoulder. Cousin It waddles beside them, speaking rapidly in his incomprehensible language. Families part like water. Stare openly. A red-haired woman herding 7 children does a double take. Merlin's beard, Gomez doesn't notice the stares. He's too excited. Children, look at this magnificent locomotive. Is it coal-powered? Can we shovel coal? I've always wanted to shovel coal. No, father, Wednesday says. That would be the engineer's job. Pity. Wealthy families, robes are new, trunks are expensive. Children look confident, probably pure bloods. Middle-class families, robes are well-maintained but older. Children look excited, mixed blood status likely. Nervous families, some parents look bewildered. Muggle-born children, probably first exposure to this world. A blond boy in expensive robes catches Harry's attention. He's flanked by 2 larger boys who look like bodyguards. The blond boy points at someone and laughs. The bodyguards laugh too. Draco Malfoy, Morticia says quietly. She's researched prominent wizarding families. Son of Lucius and Narcissa Malfoy. House of Black connection through his mother. Technically, you're distantly related. How distant? Harry asks. Your family branch split from theirs 400 years ago. So very distant. Indeed. The Weasley family approaches the red-haired woman Harry noticed earlier. She's trying to organize her children while simultaneously keeping track of luggage. Fred, George, stop that. Percy, help your brother with his trunk. Ron, where's your rat? Ginny, you can't come this year, you're only 10. Gomez lights up. Madam, may I help? You appear to be in the midst of a delightful crisis. Mrs. Weasley looks at him warily. That's kind, but... Lurch groans and lifts 3 Weasley trunks as easily as feathers, carries them to the train. Oh, well, thank you. That's very, Mrs. Weasley trails off, staring at Lurch. He doesn't talk much, Gomez explains. But he's excellent with heavy lifting. One of the Weasley twins, Fred or George, impossible to tell, stares at Thing. Is that hand alive? Thing waves. Brilliant, the twin says. The other twin, can it do tricks? Thing makes a rude gesture. Both twins laugh delightedly. Mrs. Weasley shepherds her youngest son, Ron, gangly with red hair, toward the train. You'll be fine, dear. Make friends. Study hard, and for heaven's sake, stay out of trouble. Ron nods nervously, spots Harry, does a double take at the scar visible on his forehead. Then the whispers start. That's Harry Potter, the boy who lived. I thought he was missing. He's with... Americans? Morticia places her hand on Harry's shoulder. Ignore them. Fame is tedious. What matters is substance. He's learned this lesson. Wednesday reinforced it constantly. People will judge you based on what you represent to them, not who you actually are. Let them. Their assumptions are their weakness. The platform clock shows 10:50 a.m. Time to board. Gomez embraces Harry, lifts him off the ground. My boy, my wonderful dark, brilliant boy, make us proud. Terrify your teachers. Expand your mind, and remember, love is stronger than fear, Harry finishes. I know, Father. Exactly, Gomez sets him down. His eyes are wet. Morticia kisses Harry's forehead, right over the scar. Be yourself, darling, never apologize for being different. And if anyone tries to make you feel small, remember, you survived the killing curse. You are extraordinary. Take care of your brother. I always do. Pugsley hugs Harry. Blow something up for me. I'll try. Uncle Fester hands Harry a spare light bulb. In case of emergencies, Grandmama cackles. The spirits tell me you'll face darkness this year. Good. Darkness is where we thrive. Lurch groans, a long mournful sound that translates to right often. Thing scuttles up Harry's arm, pats his cheek, then crawls to Wednesday and does the same before returning to Morticia. Cousin It chatters something incomprehensible but affectionate. Harry and Wednesday board the train together, find an empty compartment near the back. Sit side by side. The train whistle blows. The Hogwarts Express begins to move. The Addams family waves. Gomez is openly crying. Morticia dabs her eyes with a black handkerchief. The others wave with varying degrees of enthusiasm. As the platform disappears, Wednesday speaks. That was more emotional than necessary. They love us. Yes. How tedious. The Hogwarts Express, 11:15 a.m. The compartment door slides open. Ron Weasley stands there, looking uncertain. Everywhere else is full. Mind if I sit? Of course. Ron sits, tries not to stare at Harry's scar, fails. You're Harry Potter, Ron says. Not a question. I am. And you're Wednesday Addams? Ron looks at Wednesday, who's reading the history of Gothic architecture and ignoring him. Correct, Wednesday says without looking up. Are you two related? Brother and sister? Adopted siblings, Harry explains. The Addams family raised me from age 1. Wednesday and I have grown up together. Everyone thought you were dead or kidnapped or something. I was adopted, not kidnapped. There's a difference. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Ron fidgets. So, is your family really, my mum said they're unconventional? Harry offers. Mental, Ron says, then immediately looks horrified. Not in a bad way, just different. We are different, Harry agrees, and we prefer it that way. The compartment door slides open again. A girl with bushy brown hair and large front teeth appears. She's already wearing Hogwarts robes. Has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one. Ron shakes his head. Harry says, no, sorry. I read all about you in modern magical history and the rise and fall of the dark arts and great wizarding events of the 20th century. You've read extensively, Wednesday observes, looking up from her book. Impressive. Oh, thank you. I'm Hermione Granger. I'm Muggle-born, so I've been reading everything I can to prepare. Have you read Hogwarts, A History? It's fascinating. The castle was built over 1,000 years ago by 4 of the most powerful wizards, Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin, Wednesday finishes. Yes, we've read it. The architectural sections were particularly interesting. The magical engineering required to create a structure that can rearrange its interior is remarkable. Hermione's face lights up. You've read it. Most students haven't. I tried to talk to some others about it, but they just looked at me like I was strange. You are strange, Wednesday says. But that's not an insult. Normal people are boring. Hermione blinks, then smiles. I like you. How unfortunate for you. She immediately launches into questions. So you were really raised by the Addams family? I read about them in American Magical Families. Your father Gomez is related to the House of Black, and your mother Morticia is descended from Salem witches, and you have a butler who's 7 feet tall and a grandmother who practices divination? Harry is impressed. You researched us? Of course. When I heard Harry Potter was attending Hogwarts, I wanted to know everything. The ministry tried to keep your location secret, but there were rumors. Then I found a mention in an obscure American magical journal about the Addams family fostering a British war orphan with significant magical talent. I put 2 and 2 together. You're observant, Harry says, and thorough. Those are valuable traits. Ron looks between them, confused. Do you all just talk like this, like you're in a library? Yes, Wednesday says. Is that a problem? No. Just different. Most kids our age don't sound so Grown up, we were raised by adults who treated us as equals intellectually, Harry explains. We don't use baby talk or pretend to be less intelligent than we are. It's inefficient. My parents are dentists. That's a muggle profession dealing with teeth. And they've always talked to me normally. I hate when people dumb things down. Draco Malfoy stands there with his 2 bodyguards, Crabbe and Goyle, Harry will learn later. So it's true, Draco says. Harry Potter is on the train. The whole platform's talking about it, looks at Ron with disdain. Weasley, right? Red hair, hand-me-down robes. You're a Weasley. You'll find that some wizarding families are better than others, Potter. You don't want to go making friends with the wrong sort. He glances at Ron with that last statement. Harry looks at Draco's extended hand. Doesn't take it, Malfoy, is it? Tell me, do you fence? No, that's a muggle sport. Do you brew your own poisons? Why would I need to? Have you ever befriended a ghost? That's absurd. Can you perform wandless magic? I'm 11. No one can. Then you're far less interesting than Ron, who has 6 siblings to psychologically observe and learn from. Harry gestures to Hermione, and less interesting than Hermione, who has already memorized more spells than you'll learn in 7 years. And certainly less interesting than Wednesday, who could destroy you socially, psychologically, and possibly physically without breaking a sweat. Wednesday doesn't look up from her book. Confirmed. Draco's face turns red. You don't know who I am, my father. Death Eater who bought his way out of Azkaban after Voldemort's fall. Currently on the Hogwarts Board of Governors, through financial influence rather than merit. Married to Narcissa Black, making you distantly related to the Addams family through the Black line. Harry tilts his head. Anything else I should know? Or may we return to our conversation? Draco sputters. His bodyguards look confused. They're not smart enough to follow the exchange. You'll regret this, Potter. My father will hear about... Your father, Wednesday interrupts, finally looking up, is a grown man who runs to his child to complain about slights. That's pathetic. If you're going to threaten someone, at least be original. My father will hear about this is the intellectual equivalent of a child crying for his mother. Do better. Crabbe and Goyle follow like confused puppies. Ron stares. That was brilliant. Hermione, you just humiliated Draco Malfoy. His father is powerful in the Ministry. There's a difference between power and influence. We have both. How? Ron asks. The Addams family fortune is extensive. Our magical knowledge is deep. Our connections span both American and British magical communities. Lucius Malfoy can complain to the Board of Governors. My father can countersue for harassment. It would be expensive, time-consuming, and ultimately pointless for everyone involved. Lucius is smart enough to avoid that. Hermione, you've really thought this through. Wednesday and I have been preparing for Hogwarts all summer. We researched families, politics. Knowledge is preparation. Preparation is power. The rest of the journey passes pleasantly. They discuss books, magic theory, and families. Ron shares stories about his brothers. Hermione talks about discovering she was a witch. Harry and Wednesday answer questions about the Addams family. By the time the train reaches Hogsmeade Station, they've formed the foundation of friendship. Hogsmeade Station, evening. Furs years over here. Hagrid towers over the crowd. Half-giant, beetle-black eyes, wild hair and beard. He spots Harry and his face splits into a huge grin. Harry Potter, last time I saw Ye was a baby. I'm Hagrid. I was supposed to take Ye to your aunt and uncle's, but he pauses, uncertain. But the Addams family adopted me instead, Harry finishes. It's good to meet you properly, Mr. Hagrid. Jews is Hagrid, please. And these must be your friends. Ron, Hermione, and Wednesday introduce themselves. Hagrid leads them to the lake. Boats wait 4 students per boat. No more'n 4 Terra boat, Hagrid calls. Harry, Wednesday, Ron, and Hermione claim 1 boat. It moves smoothly across the black water. Hogwarts appears around the bend. Even Wednesday looks impressed. The castle is magnificent. Towers reaching toward the stars, windows glowing with warm light. The reflection on the lake doubles its majesty. It's beautiful, Hermione whispers. It's Gothic, Wednesday says. The architecture is late medieval with clear defensive features. The towers suggest both aesthetic and practical purposes. The magical resonance is palpable even from here. Can't you just say it's pretty? Ron asks. I could, but that would be reductive. They reach the shore, climb out, follow Hagrid up stone steps to massive oak doors. He knocks 3 times. The doors open. Professor McGonagall stands there, stern and imposing. She sees Harry and Wednesday, her lips thin. "Mr. Potter, Miss Addams, welcome to Hogwarts." "Thank you, Professor," they say in unison. McGonagall leads the first years into the entrance hall. It's bigger than the Addams Manor ballroom. Torches line the walls. A marble staircase leads up. "You will be sorted into your houses," McGonagall explains. "Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. Your house will be like your family." Wednesday raises her hand. "We already have a family." McGonagall pauses. "It's an expression, Miss Addams. Your house will be where you belong during your time at Hogwarts." Everyone belongs somewhere. Statistically improbable, but technically correct. McGonagall looks like she's developing a headache. "Wait here. I'll return when we're ready for you." She leaves. The first years cluster in nervous groups. Draco holds court with a small group of purebloods. Hermione quizzes Ron on spells. Harry and Wednesday stand slightly apart, observing. A ghost floats through the wall. Literally, a fat friar in robes. Several students scream. Harry waves. "Good evening," the ghost. The fat friar looks delighted. "Good evening," a polite first year. "How wonderful. Are you hoping for Hufflepuff?" "We haven't decided yet." "Well, good luck either way. I do hope you'll consider." Oh, time for the sorting. The Great Hall, the sorting. The Great Hall is breathtaking. 4 long tables, hundreds of floating candles, a ceiling that shows the night sky. "It's bewitched to look like the sky outside," Hermione whispers. "I read about it in Hogwarts, a history." The first years walk down the center aisle. Students at all 4 tables watch. Point. Whisper. At the staff table, Harry recognizes several figures. Dumbledore, tall, thin, silver hair and beard. Twinkling blue eyes watching Harry with interest. Snape, sallow skin, greasy black hair, hooked nose, staring at Harry with an expression Harry can't quite identify. Hatred, nostalgia, both. Professor Quirrell, wearing a ridiculous turban, nervous looking, he sees Harry and flinches. A 4-legged stool sits in front of the staff table. On it, a patched, frayed wizard's hat. The hat twitches, opens a rip near the brim like a mouth, and sings. A song about the 4 houses, Gryffindor for the brave, Hufflepuff for the loyal, Ravenclaw for the intelligent, Slytherin for the ambitious. When it finishes, McGonagall unrolls a scroll. "When I call your name, you will sit on the stool, and I will place the sorting hat on your head." The sorting begins alphabetically. Abbott, Hannah, Hufflepuff. Everyone's heard of the Addams family by now. The Americans who raised Harry Potter. Wednesday walks to the stool, sits. Her face shows no emotion. McGonagall places the hat on her head. Inside Wednesday's mind, the sorting hat speaks. My, what do we have here? A mind like a steel trap. Brilliant, strategic, utterly ruthless when necessary. You'd do well in Ravenclaw." Wednesday thinks back. "I don't need a house that values intelligence. I already possess it." Gryffindor then? You have courage. Hufflepuff, you're loyal to your family. To my family, not to arbitrary housemates. Then Slytherin it is. You're ambitious, cunning, and you understand that power means nothing without the ability to wield it. Correct. And I want to be with Harry. Where is Harry going? Wherever I'm going. We're a unit. Very well. Better be. Hermione goes to Gryffindor. Ron goes to Gryffindor. Then Potter, Harry. The headmaster looks curious, concerned. McGonagall places the hat on Harry's head. Inside his mind, well, the boy who lived. And you're completely different from what I expected. Harry thinks, what did you expect? A traumatized orphan desperate for approval. Instead, I find someone who knows exactly who he is. You have courage, Potter, true courage, not the reckless kind, the kind that calculates risk and acts anyway. Gryffindor would be proud to have you. But you're also ambitious. You want to prove yourself worthy of the Addams name. You want to protect Wednesday. You want power, but not for its own sake, for what it enables you to do. That's very Slytherin. Harry thinks carefully. Where's Wednesday? Slytherin. Then Slytherin. You want to be in Slytherin? Do you understand what that house represents? Cunning, ambition, resourcefulness, and a practical approach to obstacles? That's exactly who I am. I don't want to be sorted based on what my biological parents were. I want to be sorted based on who I choose to be. Your mother and father were Gryffindors, and they're dead. I honor their sacrifice, but I'm not them. I'm Harry Potter Addams. Put me where I choose to be, not where my infant survival suggests I should go. You're very certain. Wednesday and I have been planning this. We work well together. Separating us would be inefficient. Very well. You're going to terrify Dumbledore, aren't you? Probably. And you're completely fine with that? He left me on a doorstep. He doesn't get to decide my path anymore. Excellent point. Better be S.Y. Theron. The great hall erupts in shocked whispers. Harry Potter, the boy who lived, in Slytherin. The Slytherin table doesn't know whether to cheer or panic. Eventually, they settle on applause. Harry walks to the table, sits next to Wednesday. She nods at him. Took you long enough. The hat was chatty. Annoying. Snape looks like he swallowed a lemon. The Potter child in his house, the sorting concludes. Dumbledore stands. Welcome, welcome to another year at Hogwarts. Before we begin our feast, I have a few announcements. The Forbidden Forest is forbidden to all students. Mr. Filch has asked me to remind you that magic is not permitted in the corridors, and the third-floor corridor on the right-hand side is out of bounds to anyone who does not wish to die a most painful death. Several students laugh nervously. Harry and Wednesday exchange glances. That's bait, Wednesday whispers. Obvious bait, Harry agrees. The feast appears. Platters of food. Roast chicken, potatoes, vegetables, desserts. A Slytherin prefect, Marcus Flint, 7th year, leans toward Harry. Listen, Potter. You may be famous, but in Slytherin you're just another first year. You follow the rules, you respect your superiors, and Harry pulls a small vial from his pocket. A going-away gift from Morticia. This is essence of wormwood mixed with powdered bat spleen, Harry says calmly. If I add this to your pumpkin juice, you'll spend the next week speaking only in rhyming couplets. It won't harm you permanently, but it will make you look ridiculous. Would you like a demonstration? Flint stares, backs away slowly. You're mental. I prefer well-prepared. The other Slytherins are watching now. Some look impressed. Others look wary. Wednesday, deadpan. I like it here already. A girl across from them, sleek dark hair, intelligent eyes, introduces herself. Daphne Greengrass, 3rd year. That was well played, Potter. Flint's a bully. Someone needed to put him in his place. Theodore not. Also 3rd year. Your reputation preceded you, but I admit you're more interesting in person. Harry smiles politely, just trying to establish reasonable boundaries. Harry and Wednesday answer questions, assess their housemates, and begin the delicate work of establishing their position in Slytherin's social hierarchy. They're not here to dominate. They're here to thrive. There's a difference. Slytherin Common Room. Later that night, the Slytherin Common Room is in the dungeons. Low ceilings, stone walls, green-tinted light from the windows that look into the Black Lake, leather furniture, a fireplace with green flames. It's dark, cold, perfect. I love this place, Wednesday says. It's like a dungeon with better furniture. The prefects show them to their dormitories. Boys in one direction, girls in another. Harry's dormitory has 5 beds, silver and green hangings. His trunk is already there, courtesy of house elves. His roommates introduce themselves. Theodore Knott, quiet, observant, son of a Death Eater who avoided Azkaban through legal loopholes. Blaise Zabini, handsome, sardonic. Mother has married 7 times. All husbands died mysteriously wealthy. Gregory Goyle, one of Draco's bodyguards, not bright, but loyal. Vincent Crabbe, the other bodyguard. Even less bright than Goyle, Draco is noticeably absent from Harry's dormitory. He's with other first years, likely requested separate accommodations. Theodore sits on his bed, so Harry Potter and Slytherin, that's going to cause some interesting reactions. Why? Harry unpacks methodically. Because Slytherin has a reputation. Dark wizards. Death Eaters, Voldemort himself was a Slytherin. Harry doesn't flinch at the name. Theodore notices, "You're not afraid of the name." Why would I be? It's just a name. Tom Riddle chose Voldemort to sound frightening. I don't have to play along. Blaise laughs. Oh, I like you. You're going to make this year entertaining. That's the plan. Harry finishes unpacking, changes into pajamas. Black silk, because of course. Before bed, he pulls out parchment and writes a letter home. Dear Mother, Father, and Family. We've arrived safely at Hogwarts. The castle is magnificent. Wednesday says the Gothic architecture is acceptable, which is high praise from her. The house has a reputation for dark wizards, but also for ambition and cunning. It suits us perfectly. I've already had to threaten a 7th year with poison. Wednesday says I'm adapting well. Give Thing my regards. Love, Harry. He ties it to his owl, a black screech owl named Knox, and sends it off. Then finally he sleeps. Tomorrow, classes begin. Tomorrow will be interesting. First Monday, potions class. The dungeons are colder than the rest of the castle. Darker. Slytherin students are used to it. Gryffindors shiver. The potions classroom smells like chemicals and old stone. Pickled creatures line the walls in jars. A skeleton hangs in the corner. Wednesday examines the skeleton. Human. Adult male, approximately 40 years old at time of death. Cause of death unclear from skeletal structure alone. Hermione, how can you tell all that? She believes understanding death requires understanding the body. The door slams open. Professor Severus Snape sweeps in like a vampire in a bad mood. Black robes billowing, pale skin, hooked nose, eyes that miss nothing. He moves to the front of the room, doesn't speak, just stares at the class until everyone falls silent. Then he begins. His voice is soft, menacing. You are here to learn the subtle science and exact art of potion making. As there is little foolish wand-waving here, many of you will hardly believe this is magic. I don't expect you will really understand the beauty of the softly simmering cauldron, with its shimmering fumes, the delicate power of liquids that creep through human veins, bewitching the mind, ensnaring the senses. He pauses, lets the silence build. I can teach you how to bottle fame, brew glory, even stop her death, if you aren't as big a bunch of dunderheads as I usually have to teach. His eyes lock on Harry. The temperature in the room seems to drop. Ah, yes, Harry Potter. Our new celebrity. Harry meets his gaze steadily. Says nothing. Snape moves closer. Tell me, Potter, what would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood? Hermione's hand shoots up immediately. Snape ignores her. Harry doesn't hesitate. The draught of living death, sir. A powerful sleeping potion, although the traditional recipe is inefficient. Inefficient? Yes, sir. The standard asphodel to wormwood ratio is 2 to 3, but that produces excessive bitterness and slower absorption. A 1 to 2 ratio creates a smoother draft with faster effect. Additionally, adding a single drop of honey neutralizes the metallic aftertaste without compromising potency. Even Hermione's hand has slowly lowered. Snape's voice is dangerous. And where, Mr. Potter, did you learn to modify advanced potion recipes? My mother taught me, sir. Morticia Addams. She's been instructing me in toxicology since I was 5. We started with basic venoms and progressed to complex alkaloids. Potions, I've learned, are simply applied chemistry with magical catalysts. Snape's jaw tightens. Your mother's name is Lily. Lily Evans, S. Harry's expression softened slightly, the first real emotion he's shown. Lily Potter was my birth mother, sir. I honor her memory. But Morticia Addams raised me, loved me, and taught me that poison is just chemistry with attitude. I'm fortunate to have had 2 brilliant women as mothers. Something flickers in Snape's eyes. Pain? Shame? It's gone too quickly to identify. He turns sharply. Where would you look if I asked you to find me a bazaar? Though I'd check the ingredients cupboard first, as most well-stocked potion stores keep them prepared. What is the difference between monkshood and wolfsbane, also called aconite? All parts are highly poisonous. The roots are particularly toxic. Snape's face is a mask. Sitting down, Potter. 5 points from Slytherin for showing off. Wednesday's hand rises. Professor Snape. He answered correctly and provided additional practical information that demonstrates deep understanding. You then penalized him for showing off. I have to ask, is that strategic incompetence, or do you genuinely not understand educational psychology? Snape turns slowly. His voice could freeze lava. Miss Addams, I do not tolerate disrespect. Neither do I, sir. Harry demonstrated knowledge that exceeds most of your 7th years. Rather than acknowledging his skill or inquiring about his training, you penalized him because his biological father was someone you disliked. That's not teaching. That's vendetta, and frankly, Professor, it's boring. Snape's knuckles are white as he grips his desk. For a moment, it seems like he might actually curse a student. Then Harry speaks, quietly. "Professor, my mother Morticia asked me to give you a message if we ever met." "What?" she said. "If you encounter Severus Snape, tell him that Lily Evans would not have wanted her son's education sabotaged because of mistakes made by teenagers decades ago. She believed in second chances. Honor her memory by giving her son the same." The classroom is utterly silent. Snape's face goes through several expressions: anger, grief, shame, something unidentifiable. Finally, "Sit down." Harry and Wednesday return to their seats. Snape stands motionless for a long moment. Then, "Today you will be brewing a simple cure for boils. Instructions on the board, begin." The practical portion proceeds without incident. Harry and Wednesday work together at their cauldron. They've been assigned partnership. Wednesday's stare convinced everyone else to stay away. As they work, Harry notices something. "Wednesday, this isn't porcupine quill." "What? The ingredient labeled porcupine quill? Look at the color gradient. It's hedgehog spine. The barbs are wrong. Using this in the potion would cause it to curdle." Wednesday examines it. "You're correct. Should we inform the professor? That's poor educational practice." Harry raises his hand. "Professor Snape, sir, the ingredient labeled as porcupine quill appears to be mislabeled. It's actually hedgehog spine. Using it would cause the cure for boils to curdle." Snape approaches, examines the ingredient. His face shows nothing, but his voice is grudging. "Correct. 10 points to Slytherin for proper ingredient identification. Use the backup supply in the cupboard." He addresses the class. "This is why you must always verify your ingredients. Mislabeling happens. Complacency kills, or at minimum ruins your potion and wastes ingredients." Harry and Wednesday continue working. Their potion is perfect. Clear, silver, exactly the right consistency. But Wednesday can't resist. While Harry prepares to add the final ingredient, she adds a pinch of crushed beetles to a sample in a separate vial. "Harry, what are you doing?" "Experimenting. I want to see if it changes the boiling temperature of the pustules the potion is meant to cure." "Wednesday, we're supposed to cure boils, not make them more interesting. You're no fun." She adds the beetles anyway. The sample turns slightly blue, starts bubbling. Snape appears behind them like a specter. "What is that, Miss Addams?" "An experiment, sir. I wanted to test whether adding crushed beetles would alter the potion's properties. It appears to have created a variant that freezes boils before curing them. Useless, but fascinating. The chitin in beetle shells has natural anticoagulant properties. I theorized it might interact with the bubotuber pus in the base recipe to create a cooling effect. I was correct." Snape looks at the unauthorized experiment. At Wednesday's completely neutral expression, at Harry's resigned face, he's clearly used to this. 5 points to Slytherin for correct hypothesis and proper documentation of results. He pauses. "Next time, ask permission first." "Yes, sir." The class ends. Students file out. Snape calls after them, "Potter, Addams, stay." They remain while the room empties. Even Hermione looks back worriedly before leaving. When everyone's gone, Snape sits at his desk, steeples his fingers. "That message," he says quietly, "from Morticia Addams. Did she really say that?" "Yes, sir," Harry confirms. "She researched you before we came to Hogwarts. She believes in understanding people before judging them. She said you loved my birth mother, Lily, that you've carried guilt and grief for 20 years, and that sabotaging her son's education wouldn't honor her memory. Your Morticia is very perceptive. She's had 600 years of Addams family history to study human psychology. She's very good at it." Snape looks at Harry. Really looks. "You are nothing like your father. I'm told James Potter was brave, loyal, sometimes arrogant, and loved my mother deeply. I honor those qualities. But I'm not him. I'm Harry Potter Addams. I'm shaped by the Addams family, not by genetics. And you?" Snape turns to Wednesday. "You threaten to analyze my teaching methods. Do you actually believe I'm incompetent?" "No, sir. You're brilliant. Your potion modifications are published in academic journals. Your understanding of ingredient interactions is exceptional. But you allowed personal grief to interfere with your teaching. That's unprofessional. I was correcting you." Snape almost smiles. "Almost. You're terrifying, Miss Addams." "Thank you, sir." He stands. "You may go. And Potter, your potion work today was acceptable. Don't let it go to your head. It's not praise. But coming from Snape, it's close." Harry and Wednesday leave. In the corridor, Wednesday says, "That went well. We psychologically dismantled our potions professor on the first day. Well. Your definition of well is disturbing. I know. They walk to their next class together, comfortable in their shared strangeness. Behind them, in the empty potions classroom, Severus Snape sits alone, staring at nothing, thinking about Lily Evans, about James Potter, about the son who isn't anything like either of them, and about how perhaps that's not necessarily a bad thing. October 1991, Slytherin Common Room. Harry and Wednesday sit in the corner of the common room, surrounded by books. It's past midnight. Most students are asleep. Tell me again what Hagrid said, Wednesday demands. Harry recites from memory. He was drunk. Ron's brothers took him to the Three Broomsticks. He mentioned that the thing hidden at Hogwarts is between Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel. Then he looked horrified and refused to say more. Nicholas Flamel. Wednesday pulls out a book, Great Wizards of the 20th Century. Flips to F. Flamel, Nicholas. Born 1327, still alive. Alchemist. Created the Philosopher's Stone in 1382. The stone produces the elixir of life and can transmute base metals to gold. So there's an immortality artifact hidden in a school full of children, Harry says. That's either brilliant or criminally negligent. The question is, why now? Why hide it here this year? Because someone's trying to steal it. Dumbledore moved it here for safekeeping. Wednesday closes the book. Do we steal it ourselves? No. We investigate it. Confirm it exists, map the defenses, then decide what to do. Practical. I'll recruit information sources. From Hermione, the third-floor corridor is guarded by a massive three-headed dog. She saw it when she got lost. It was standing on a trapdoor. From Ron, his brothers said Dumbledore asked Hagrid to handle something top secret for the school. Probably the dog. From Peeves, Wednesday bribed him with pranking ideas. There are multiple defenses below the trapdoor. Different professors contributed. From the ghosts, Harry asked politely, something very valuable is hidden there. Nicholas Flamel's work, protected by Dumbledore's request. Wednesday creates a list. Fluffy, Hagrid's three-headed dog. Devil's Snare, likely Professor Sprout's contribution. Flying Keys, likely Professor Flitwick. Chess Set, likely Professor McGonagall. Troll, likely Professor Quirrell. Potion Puzzle, Professor Snape. Final defense, unknown. 7 obstacles, Harry says. Designed by 7 professors. This isn't about keeping students out. It's about stopping an adult wizard is trying to steal it. Snape. Wednesday looks at him. Evidence? He hates me because I look like my biological father. He's skilled enough to bypass these defenses. He was a Death Eater, or at least accused of being one. Dumbledore trusts him, but Dumbledore trusts everyone. Circumstantial, but worth investigating. They recruit allies, Hermione for research, Ron for chess expertise, and Neville for bravery and herbology knowledge. We're going to break into a forbidden corridor, bypass multiple magical defenses, and investigate a priceless artifact, Harry explains to the group in an unused classroom. Hermione, that's against at least 7 school rules. Ron, brilliant, I'm in. Neville, I'm terrified, but also in. Good, Wednesday says. We go tonight. The 3rd floor, midnight, 5 students in 1 invisibility cloak, borrowed from Harry's inheritance, James Potter's cloak. It's cramped, uncomfortable, but functional. They reach the 3rd floor corridor. The door is locked. Hermione, Alohomora. The door opens. Inside, Fluffy, 3 heads, each the size of a small car, drool pooling on the floor, standing on a trapdoor. All 3 heads turn. Sniff, growl. Don't run, Harry says calmly. Running triggers chase instinct. He steps forward, removes the cloak. Fluffy focuses all 3 heads on him. Harry speaks softly. Hello, beautiful. You're magnificent. Cerberus reborn, guardian of the underworld. What's your name? Fluffy? That's an excellent name for a terrifying creature. It's ironic. I appreciate irony. But doesn't attack. Wednesday pulls out a flute, borrowed from the music room. Begins playing a simple lullaby. Fluffy's heads droop. One yawns, another's eyes flutter. Within 2 minutes, all 3 heads are asleep. That was easier than expected, Ron whispers. Never underestimate the power of kindness and music, Harry says. They open the trap door, peer down. It's dark, very dark. I'll go first, Harry says, drops through. He lands on something soft, springy, plant-like. Devil's snare, the vines immediately start wrapping around him. Tightening. Harry! Hermione drops down. The vines grab her too. Ron and Neville follow. Same result. Wednesday drops last. Observes the situation, it's Devil's Snare, Herbology. Chapter 7. Hates light and heat. She pulls her wand. Lumos Solem, bright light. The vines recoil. Release them. They fall through to a stone corridor below. Thank you, Wednesday, Harry says, standing. You're welcome. Also, you need to remember that plant-based threats respond to environmental manipulation. We discussed this. I was distracted by the three-headed dog. Understandable. They proceed down the corridor, reach a brightly lit chamber. Flying keys, hundreds of them, fluttering around like birds. A broomstick leans against the wall. We need the key to that door, Hermione says, pointing to a locked door on the far side. Ron, how do we know which key? Harry scans the keys. That one, the silver one with the broken wing. It's flying lopsided, probably from being used before. Excellent observation, Wednesday says. Ron mounts the broom, flies after the key. It dodges, darts, evades. Drive it toward me, Harry calls. Ron herds the key. Harry jumps, catches it midair. Fencing reflexes applied to key catching. They unlock the door, move to the next chamber. Giant chess set, life-sized pieces. Oh no, Ron says. Giant wizard chess. McGonagall's contribution. The pieces are aggressive. To get across, they have to play. Ron takes charge. I'll be a knight. Harry, you're a bishop. Hermione, you're a rook. Neville, castle. Wednesday, queen. Appropriate. Wednesday says. They play. Ron is brilliant at chess. Years of practice against his brothers. He sacrifices pieces strategically. Calls out moves. The opposing queen targets Ron. Smashes his knight piece. Ron falls, unconscious. Ron, Hermione screams. Continue the game, Wednesday says coldly. Emotion is a distraction. Harry makes the final move. Checkmate. They run to Ron. He's alive, unconscious but breathing. Hermione, Neville, stay with him. Harry orders. Wednesday and I continue. But Hermione starts. The stone is more important than our pride. We can't risk all of us. You get Ron to safety. We finish this. Hermione nods reluctantly. Harry and Wednesday proceed alone. Next chamber. A troll. Already dead. Unconscious or killed. Unclear. Quirrell's already been through, Wednesday observes. They step over it. Final chamber before the mirror. A table with 7 bottles. Flames block both exits. Purple behind. Black ahead. A riddle on parchment. Wednesday reads it, solves it in 30 seconds. This one lets us advance. This one sends us back. Only enough for one. You should... Don't be ridiculous. You're the one Voldemort wants. You're the one who needs to finish this. I'll wait here and ensure no one follows. Harry hesitates. Then, thank you. Don't die. I'd be very disappointed in you. Noted. Harry drinks the potion. Walks through the black flames. The mirror of Erisade chamber, Professor Quirrell stands before a magnificent mirror. Gold frame, clawed feet, inscription across the top. He turns, sees Harry, smiles without warmth. Potter, I wondered when you'd arrive. Harry stops, assesses. Professor Quirrell, where's Snape? Snape? Quirrell laughs. High-pitched, nervous. You think Severus Snape is trying to steal the stone. How predictable. Everyone suspects Snape, his dark manner, his unfortunate past. But Snape was trying to protect the stone, to stop me. You! Me! Quirrell's smile widens. I let the troll in on Halloween. I tried to curse you off your broom during the Quidditch match. Snape was muttering a counter-curse. I've been trying to get past these defenses for months. Why? Begins unwrapping his turban. Beneath, a second face. Chalk white, red eyes, noseless, horrible. Voldemort. The face speaks, voice high and cold. Harry Potter, we meet at last. Harry doesn't panic. Years of Addams training suppress the fear response. He analyzes instead. You're a parasite, Harry says, attached to Quirrell like a magical leech. That's not power. That's desperation. I am more than this, Voldemort shrieks. I will have a body again. I will rise. And this stone will help me. The stone is in the mirror. You can't get it out. That's why you're still here. Clever boy, the mirror shows your heart's desire, but it also hides the stone. Only someone who wants to find the stone, find it, not use it, can retrieve it. Look into the mirror, Harry. Tell me what you see. Harry approaches the mirror, looks into it. He sees himself, older, standing with Wednesday, both adults, both alive, both happy. The Addams family around them. Gomez, Morticia, everyone's safe. Then the reflection, Harry reaches into his pocket, pulls out a blood-red stone, winks. Harry feels weight in his actual pocket, the stone. Well? Voldemort demands. What do you see? I see myself winning the House Cup for Slytherin. Harry lies smoothly. We're in first place. He lies, Voldemort screams. Let me speak to him face to face. Master, you are not strong enough. I am strong enough for this. Quirrell turns, both faces visible. Voldemort's face on the back of his head. Harry Potter, give me the stone. No. Give it to me and I will spare your life. You killed my parents, your promise means nothing. Your mother's sacrifice protected you that night. But that protection is gone now. Give me the stone or die. Quirrell lunges, grabs Harry's wrist, and screams. His hand is burning, smoke rising, flesh blistering. What is this magic? Voldemort shrieks. Harry understands. Lily's protection, love magic, it burns Voldemort's servant. He grabs Quirrell's face with both hands, holds on. Quirrell screams, thrashes, his skin burns everywhere Harry touches. Master, help me. Kill him, but Quirrell is dying. Voldemort's parasitic connection burning through him. The love protection accelerating the process. Quirrell collapses. His body begins to crumble, literally crumble into ash. A shadow rises from the remains. Voldemort's wraith, shapeless, screaming. It flies at Harry, passes through him. Harry feels cold, pain, the scar burning. Then the wraith is gone, fled. Too weak to possess Harry, too damaged to maintain form. Silence. Harry stands alone in the chamber, Quirrell's ashes at his feet, the stone in his pocket. He's trembling now. Adrenaline crash. He sits down hard. The door bursts open. Dumbledore rushes in. McGonagall behind him. Harry, are you all right? Harry looks up. His face is calm despite the trembling. Physically? Yes. Mentally, I'm processing the fact that my touch is lethal to dark wizards possessed by Voldemort. That's going to be useful. Dumbledore kneels beside him. You killed Professor Quirrell. He was already dying. Voldemort was burning through his body like a parasite consumes a host. I simply accelerated the timeline. Self-defense, Professor. He attacked first. He threatened to kill me. I defended myself using the only weapon I had, my mother's protection. You don't seem disturbed by this. I'm not happy Quirrell died. He made poor choices, but death is still tragic. However, I'm not traumatized either. I was raised by people who celebrate death as a natural part of life. I understand that sometimes death is necessary. Quirrell chose to serve Voldemort. That choice led to his death. Consequences, Professor. Actions have them. Dumbledore studies Harry, this 11-year-old who speaks like an adult, who killed a man and shows appropriate but not excessive emotion. The stone, Dumbledore says gently. Do you have it? I assume you'll destroy it. Nicholas and I have discussed it. Yes, the stone has caused enough trouble. Good. Immortality through objects is philosophically questionable anyway. True immortality is legacy, what you leave behind. Children, students, ideas. Dumbledore helps Harry stand. You're a very unusual child, Harry Potter. I'm an Addams, Professor. We're all unusual, that's the point. Hospital wing. Later, Harry wakes in a hospital bed. His head pounds. Madame Pomfrey is fussing over him. Wednesday sits in a chair beside his bed, reading. She looks up when he stirs. You've been unconscious for 2 days. Did we win? The stone is safe. Quirrell is dead. Voldemort fled as a wraith. Yes, we won. Good. Ron is in the next bed, also awake. Leg in a cast from the chess game. Mate, you fought you-know-who and lived. Again. Hermione sits beside Ron's bed. That's twice you've survived Voldemort, Harry. That's extraordinary. He's going to keep trying. He won't stop until one of us is dead. Cheerful thought, Ron mutters. Dumbledore visits that afternoon. Explains everything. Quirrell's possession, Snape's attempts to protect Harry, Nicholas Flamel's decision to destroy the stone. The stone has been destroyed, Dumbledore confirms. Nicholas and Perenelle have enough elixir stored to set their affairs in order. Then they will die. How old are they? Harry asks. Nicholas is 665. Perenelle is 658. They've lived full lives. Death is appropriate. Harry pauses. Professor, will you tell them I'm sorry the stone had to be destroyed because of me? Not you. Voldemort targeted the stone because it was here. It was here because of me. The causality is clear. End-of-year feast. The Great Hall is decorated in Slytherin colors. Green and silver banners. The house has won the cup. Barely. Dumbledore stands. Another year gone. And now, as I understand it, the House Cup needs awarding. The points stand thus. In fourth place, Gryffindor with 312 points. Hermione pats his shoulder. Third place, Hufflepuff with 352 points. Second place, Ravenclaw with 426 points. And in first place, with 472 points, Slytherin House. However, Dumbledore continues, silence falls. Recent events must be taken into account. I have a few last-minute points to award. Harry knows what's coming. To Miss Hermione Granger for cool logic in the face of fire, 50 points. To Mr. Ronald Weasley for the best-played game of chess Hogwarts has seen in many years, 50 points. To Mr. Neville Longbottom for standing up to his friends when necessary, and that takes a special kind of courage, 10 points. Neville turns red. His housemates pound his back. And finally, to Mr. Harry Potter and Miss Wednesday Addams for extraordinary courage in facing dark magic and protecting the school from danger. 50 points each. That's 210 points to Gryffindor. No, wait. Harry and Wednesday are Slytherins. The math? Gryffindor gains 110 points equals 422 total. Still behind Slytherin. Slytherin gains 100 points equals 572 total. Still wins. Harry stands. The hall goes quiet. Professor Dumbledore, sir, I respectfully decline the points. Harry, Dumbledore starts. I didn't face Quirrell for house points, sir. I did it because he was threatening the school and attempting to steal an artifact that didn't belong to him. Giving me points for self-defense feels transactional. I'd rather Slytherin win or lose on merit, not because I happen to survive an assassination attempt. Wednesday stands. I also decline. Same reasoning. Plus, Harry already said it. Repeating it would be redundant. Dumbledore looks at them both. Slowly, he smiles. Very well. The points are declined. Slytherin wins the House Cup on their own merit. The Slytherin table explodes in genuine celebration. They won because they earned it, not because of Harry's fame. Draco Malfoy, across the table, actually nods at Harry with something resembling respect. After the feast, Hermione approaches Harry and Wednesday in the entrance hall. That was either very noble or very stupid, she says. Can't it be both? Harry asks. Ron grins. You cost yourself 50 points to prove a point. That's the most Slytherin thing I've ever seen. Thank you. It was a compliment, mate. They exchange addresses, promise to write over the summer. September 1992, the chamber opens. Second year begins normally enough. Harry and Wednesday return to Hogwarts. Classes resume. Everything seems routine. Then in late October it starts. Messages appear on walls. Written in blood, the Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air, beware. Mrs. Norris, Filch's cat, is found petrified, hanging from a torch bracket by her tail. The school panics. Harry and Wednesday investigate. The Chamber of Secrets, Wednesday reads from Hogwarts. A history, built by Salazar Slytherin, contains a monster that only the heir of Slytherin can control, meant to purge the school of Muggle-borns. Slytherin built a murder chamber inside a school, Harry says. That's commitment to his ideology. The chamber has been opened before. 50 years ago, a girl died. The attack stopped when a student was expelled. Who? Doesn't say. Records were sealed. They research, question ghosts, listen to rumors. Then comes the dueling club. Professor Lockhart, new defense professor, completely incompetent, decides students need dueling practice, sets up a demonstration with Snape. Snape destroys him in 3 seconds. Then students pair off for practice. Harry is paired with Draco. Draco casts Serpensortia. A black snake materializes. Hisses, coils, prepares to strike at a nearby Hufflepuff. Harry reacts instinctively, speaks in Parseltongue. Stop. Don't hurt anyone. These are not enemies. The snake freezes, turns to Harry. Speaker, finally. I've been trying to tell these idiots I'm not venomous, but they keep screaming. Humans are easily frightened. Return to the ground. Dissipate. You were conjured, not summoned. You'll fade soon anyway. The snake obeys, sinks into the floor, vanishes. The great hall is silent. Everyone is staring at Harry. Ron, Harry, you just spoke parcel tongue. I did. You were hissing. You were talking to the snake. Harry realizes, to him, it sounded like English. But to everyone else, hissing? Hermione? Harry Parseltongue is the mark of Salazar Slytherin. Dark wizards speak it. You know who spoke it. Or it's just a language, Harry says calmly. Grandmama Addams speaks to vultures. Does that make her a dark witch? Well, yes, but not because of the bird thing. But the damage is done. Students whisper. Point. Harry Potter is the heir of Slytherin. He can speak to snakes. He's been opening the chamber. Wednesday is furious. This is logical fallacy. Correlation is not causation. You speak Parseltongue. The heir speaks Parseltongue. Therefore, you're the heir. By that logic, everyone with black hair is related. Instead, he uses it to investigate. He talks to snakes in the Forbidden Forest. They mention a great serpent in the castle. Very old, very dangerous. He listens to the pipes, hears slithering, hissing, a massive creature moving through the plumbing. Blood, I smell blood. Let me kill. So hungry, Harry understands. The monster is a basilisk, the king of serpents. He researches, finds the answer in a library book. Basilisk, born from a chicken egg hatched beneath a toad, grows to 50 feet, lives hundreds of years. Gaze kills instantly. Venom is lethal. Weakness, spiders flee from it. Roosters' crows are fatal to it. The petrifications make sense now. Students saw the basilisk's reflection, not direct eye contact. That's why they're petrified, not dead. Then Ginny Weasley disappears. Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. Ron is devastated. My sister, he took my sister. Now, how do we find it? Hermione asks. Harry thinks. The basilisk uses pipes. Plumbing. Where's the oldest plumbing in Hogwarts? The girls' bathroom. Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. She died 50 years ago, the same time the chamber was last opened. She haunts that bathroom. She must have seen something. They go. Question Myrtle. She's delighted to have visitors. I died right there. She points to a sink. Big yellow eyes. Then everything went dark. And then I was a ghost. Harry examines the sink, finds a small snake carved into the tap. He speaks Parseltongue. Open. Harry looks at Ron and Hermione. Stay here. Get help. Tell Dumbledore. Not bloody likely, Ron says. That's my sister down there. I'm coming. They descend together. Harry, Wednesday, Ron, and Hermione. The pipe is dark, slimy. They slide down for what feels like miles. Land in an underground cavern, ancient, covered in snake motifs. They navigate tunnels, follow the sound of sobbing, find the chamber's main room, massive, pillars shaped like serpents. And at the far end, Ginny Weasley unconscious, a boy standing over her, translucent but becoming more solid. Tom Riddle, age 16, handsome, dark-haired. He sees them, smiles. Harry Potter. How predictable. Who are you? Harry demands. I am a memory, preserved in a diary. Ginny Weasley has been writing in me all year, pouring her heart out, her fears, her secrets, her soul. And I've been drinking it, using it, becoming stronger. You're Voldemort? I will be. Tom Marvolo Riddle. He waves his hand. The letters rearrange themselves in the air. I am Lord Voldemort. Cute anagram, Wednesday says. Very dramatic. Did you spend long on that? Riddle ignores her. Ginny opened the chamber for me. She released the basilisk. She wrote the messages, all under my control. And now she'll die, and I'll become fully real. You can't stop me. I'm immortal. I'm a memory. How do you kill a memory? Harry pulls out his wand, but before he can act, the basilisk appears, sliding out of a massive pipe in the wall, 50 feet long, thick as a tree trunk, scales gleaming green, eyes closed. Master has called, the basilisk hisses. I come to kill. Harry speaks immediately in Parseltongue. Ancient ones stop. Listen to me. Opens its eyes. Harry looks away, staring at its reflection in the wet floor. A speaker? Another speaker besides the diary boy? Yes. I'm Harry Potter. I mean you no harm. But the boy controlling you. He's using you. He doesn't care about you. He's forcing you to kill children. The diary boy says I must obey the heir of Slytherin. I am also an heir of Slytherin. I speak the tongue, and I'm asking you, has the diary boy ever fed you properly? Cared for you? Treated you with respect? The basilisk hesitates. No, he commands, never asks, never feeds, only kill, kill, kill. I can offer you something better. My family has a menagerie. We have carnivorous plants, a kraken in the lake. We'd love a basilisk, 3 meals a day, fresh air, respect. All I ask is that you stop killing students and help me stop the diary boy. You would care for me, not use me. I would give you the life you deserve. We Addamses believe in treating powerful creatures with the respect they're owed. You're the king of serpents. You should be treated like royalty. The basilisk considers. Riddle screams, no, kill him, I command you. The diary boy is annoying. I choose the nice speaker. You can't disobey me, I'm Voldemort. You're a memory in a book, the basilisk hisses. You're barely real. Fawkes arrives then. Dumbledore's phoenix. Drops the sorting hat at Harry's feet. Harry reaches into the hat, pulls out a sword. Silver blade, rubies in the hilt. The sword of Gryffindor. Riddle laughs. You're going to fight a basilisk with a sword. You're 11, 12 actually. Birthday was in July. Harry doesn't fight the basilisk. Instead, he runs toward the diary, dropped on the floor near Ginny. Riddle tries to block him, but he's still mostly memory, not solid enough. Harry reaches the diary, stabs it with the sword. Black ink pours out, screaming. The diary writhes like a living thing. Riddle's form screams and dissolves into mist. The basilisk, no longer compelled by the diary's magic, bows its head to Harry. You freed me. I accept your offer. Ginny wakes up, crying. Ron runs to her. Hugs her. Dumbledore arrives minutes later, alerted by Fawkes. He stares at the scene. Ginny safe. Tom Riddle's diary destroyed. The basilisk calmly coiled near Harry, not attacking. Harry, Dumbledore says carefully, what happened? Tom Riddle's memory possessed Ginny through a cursed diary. He made her open the chamber and release the basilisk to kill Muggleborns. I destroyed the diary, freed the basilisk from his control. She's agreed to relocate to the Addams family estate in exchange for proper care, negotiated with a basilisk. She's been enslaved for 50 years by Riddle's memory. I offered her freedom and respect. She accepted. That's not negotiation. That's basic decency, the basilisk hisses softly. Dumbledore looks at Harry. You are the most unusual student I've ever taught. End of year 2. At the end of year feast, Dumbledore awards Gryffindor the House Cup for Ron and Ginny's bravery. Slytherin comes second. Harry doesn't mind. Ginny was saved. The basilisk, whom Harry has named Celine, is being transported to America by the Addams family's curse breakers. Lucius Malfoy, revealed as the one who slipped Riddle's diary to Ginny, is arrested. Tried, stripped of his Board of Governors position, Draco is noticeably quieter for the rest of the year, and Harry has proven, once again, that he doesn't kill monsters, he rehabilitates them. Summer 1993, Addams Manor. The Addams family hosts a midsummer death festival, a gala celebrating the summer solstice with Gothic elegance. The guest list includes ministry officials, foreign dignitaries, sacred 28 families, dark creature representatives, a vampire delegation, werewolf pack leaders, a hag coven, recently released from a brief Azkaban stay through expensive lawyers, is attempting to rebuild his reputation. He requested an invitation. Morticia found this hilarious and accepted. The manor is decorated magnificently. Black roses everywhere, hanging bats, real, not decorative. A string quartet playing funeral dirges. Candles, black, providing atmospheric lighting. The Malfoys arrive in expensive formal robes. Lucius projects power and wealth. Narcissa looks elegant but tense. Draco follows behind, trying to match his father's confidence. Gomez greets them at the door. Lucius, Narcissa, Draco, welcome, welcome. Come in. Mind the Venus flytraps. They're aggressive today. A massive carnivorous plant snaps at Lucius's robes. He jerks back. Cleopatra, behave, Morticia scolds the plant. We discuss this. Guests are not food. The plant sulks. Inside, the Malfoys are immediately outclassed. Wealth. Gomez casually mentions purchasing a controlling share in Gringotts' South American branch. Just closed the deal last week. The goblins were very reasonable. Lucius's vault, while substantial, is suddenly modest by comparison. Taste. Morticia's dress is simple, elegant, clearly custom-made by European designers. Narcissa's elaborate gown looks trying too hard beside it. Power. The guest list includes everyone who matters, ministers from 3 countries, the head of the Department of Magical Law Enforcement, ancient family heads, and they're all talking to Gomez like an equal. Lucius tries to establish dominance through conversation. Addams, your home is unusual, very dark. We believe aesthetics should reflect philosophy. We embrace death, so we embrace darkness. It's honest. Harry, he's raised quite a stir at Hogwarts. We're very proud, defeated Voldemort twice now. Once as a baby, once as a 12-year-old. That's an excellent track record. He speaks Parseltongue. That's a dark gift. It's a language. Languages aren't moral categories, they're communication tools. Lucius shifts tactics. The Slytherin house has a reputation. Dark wizards, Death Eaters. Your son should be careful about the company he keeps. Gomez's smile doesn't waver, but his eyes go cold. Lucius, let me be clear. Harry is in Slytherin because he chose it. Not because of dark influence, not because of destiny, because he and Wednesday work well together, and Wednesday was sorted there first. He's loyal, brilliant, and capable. The company he keeps should be worried about keeping up with him, not the reverse. He's just a child. He domesticated a basilisk at 12. He destroyed Tom Riddle's diary Horcrux with the sword of Gryffindor. He negotiated peace between a creature and a school. What did you accomplish at 12? Oh yes, you were kissing the robes of a half-blood Dark Lord who was terrified of death. How did that work out? Lucius turns purple. Narcissa touches his arm warningly. You dare. I dare many things. Honesty among them. Your family name carries weight because of history. Mine carries weight because of current accomplishment. Harry is the boy who lived, heir to both the Potter and Addams fortunes, and politically connected across 2 continents. You want him as an ally, Lucius, not an enemy. Across the room, Draco approaches Harry and Wednesday. They're standing near the punch bowl, observing the party with detached amusement. Potter, Addams. Malfoy, Harry acknowledges. Draco looks uncomfortable. My father? He didn't mean, look, he's stressed. The trial, the publicity. He's trying to rebuild our family's reputation. By insulting mine? No, he doesn't understand you, any of you. The Addams family is different. You don't follow the normal rules. Correct, Wednesday says. Normal rules are tedious. I wanted to say, Draco pauses, actually looks sincere. Thank you for destroying that diary. It was my father who gave it to Ginny Weasley. I didn't know what it was, but if you hadn't stopped it, more people would have died. Maybe even me. So, thank you. Harry studies him. You're welcome. Your father made a terrible choice, but you're not your father, Draco. You can choose differently. I'm a Malfoy. People expect me to be like my biological father, James Potter. Reckless. Arrogant. I'm not. I'm an Addams. You can be a different kind of Malfoy. The question is, do you want to? Draco looks away. I don't know. That's honest. I respect that. Harry offers his hand. Fresh start? Draco hesitates, then shakes it. Fresh start. Character development. Interesting. Later that evening, Lucius confronts Gomez privately in the library. Addams, you embarrassed me in front of the entire party. You embarrassed yourself. I simply pointed out facts. You may have money and influence here, but in Britain, blood still matters. Your son is a half-blood. He'll never be truly accepted by the old families. Gomez sets down his drink. Stands. His voice remains pleasant, but the words are sharp. Lucius, let me explain something. Blood matters, yes, but not the way you think. My family's blood is powerful because we've spent centuries perfecting our magic, our wealth, and our values. Your blood is weak because you've spent generations marrying cousins and serving Dark Lords who didn't even respect you. Harry has Lily Potter's brilliance, James Potter's courage, and Addams' cunning. What does Draco have? Your cowardice and Narcissa's social anxiety. But Lurch appears silently behind Lucius. looming. 7 feet of pure intimidation. "You could attack me," Gomez says pleasantly. "But then Lurch would break your spine. My wife would poison your wine. Wednesday would psychologically destroy your son, and Harry would adopt your family house elf out of spite. Is that really how you want this evening to end? This isn't over." "Oh, it is. You're just too proud to admit it. Now, I believe your wife is looking for you." The party continues for 3 more hours. Do try to enjoy yourself. Lucius leaves. Humiliated, furious. The Malfoys depart early. Make excuses about Draco being tired. As their carriage pulls away, Morticia joins Gomez in the library. "Did you have to completely destroy him, darling? He insulted our son." "I know. I'm not complaining. It was beautifully done." They kiss, because humiliating enemies together is their love language. September 1993. Dementor encounter. 3rd year begins with news. Sirius Black escaped from Azkaban. He's hunting Harry Potter. The wizarding world panics. Dementors are stationed at Hogwarts as guards. The Addams family is intrigued. Morticia's letter to Harry. A mass murderer escaped from an inescapable prison to hunt you. How romantic. "If he's family, we should invite him to Christmas dinner." Harry's response. "Can we verify he actually wants to kill me before setting an extra place?" On the Hogwarts Express, a Dementor enters Harry's compartment. Ron, Hermione, and several others are there. The temperature drops. Frost forms on windows. The Dementor glides in, hooded, skeletal hands visible. Students scream. Panic. Harry feels cold. Hears his mother's final scream. The killing curse. His father's voice shouting. Then he analyzes it. "Interesting," Harry says aloud. "His breath forms clouds. It's not actually cold. It's the absence of warmth. Thermodynamic manipulation. Prey usually screams or faints." Wednesday, beside Harry, observes calmly. "Look at its movement pattern. It glides. No legs visible. Probably levitation magic or incorporeal lower body." But he's smiling slightly. The Dementor approaches. Lowers its hood. Everyone else faints. Even Hermione. Harry and Wednesday remain conscious. Uncomfortable, yes, but functional. Harry stands, looks directly at the Dementor's face, a gaping mouth surrounded by decay. "You're beautiful," Harry says, in a skeletal and tropic sort of way. "Wednesday, can you understand us?" The Dementor doesn't speak. It can't. But it tilts its hooded head, listening. Professor Lupin bursts in. "Expecto Patronum," a silver wolf explodes from his wand. Drives the Dementor away. Lupin looks at Harry and Wednesday. "Are you two all right?" "We were having a conversation," Harry says, with the Dementor. "You're serious. We're always serious about death-related phenomena." Patronus lessons. Lupin offers to teach Harry the Patronus charm. Harry accepts. "Think of your happiest memory," Lupin instructs. Harry considers. "Which one?" "Wednesday and I set Uncle Fester on fire last summer. That was delightful." "Something less arson-related?" Harry focuses on a real memory. The first Addams family anniversary celebration of his adoption. Morticia playing the cello. Gomez teaching him to fence. Wednesday reading Edgar Allan Poe by candlelight. Pugsley laughing. Uncle Fester glowing. Things serving tea. Everyone together. Everyone loving him. Expecto Patronum. Silver light explodes from his wand. Forms a shape. A raven. Large. Intelligent-looking. Silver but slightly darker than normal Patronuses. Lupin stares. "That's unusual. Patronuses are typically brighter. Yours is almost smoke-like. Ravens represent death, intelligence, and adaptation. Makes sense for an Addams. Most people get stags, otters, cats. I'm not most people. Her Patronus is a black widow spider. Perfectly appropriate." Dementor communication. Harry develops a theory. Dementors feed on happiness because they're lonely. Sentient beings trapped in prisons, surrounded by misery, with no companionship. He tests this during a Hogsmeade visit. Approaches a Dementor guarding the village. Wednesday comes as backup. "This is either brilliant or suicidal," she observes. "Probably both." Harry projects his Patronus, not aggressively, gently. The raven appears, perches on his shoulder. The Dementor floats closer. Curious. Harry speaks aloud, knowing it can't answer but hoping it understands. "I think you're misunderstood. People fear you because you feed on happiness, but what if that's not malice? What if it's hunger? Need. You're alone. Always alone. Guarding prisons. feeding on despair. That must be terrible. The Dementor reaches out with a skeletal hand. The Patronus Raven hops onto the hand. For a moment, there's a connection. Harry feels the Dementor's endless hunger, its isolation, its purpose, created to guard, to punish, but never to connect. Then the Dementor pulls back, floats away. Harry's breathing hard. They're not evil. They're just doing what they were created to do, and hating every moment of it. Wednesday, that's almost sad. Almost? Sirius Black revealed the Shrieking Shack confrontation happens as in canon, but with modifications. When Sirius transforms from his dog form, Wednesday is delighted. A human who can become a dog. That's fascinating. The transfiguration must be permanent, but reversible. Can you teach me? Sirius gaunt and wild-eyed? Maybe later? Harry doesn't immediately believe Sirius is evil. You escaped Azkaban to kill me, except you've had multiple opportunities and haven't. You were in the castle, you could have murdered me in my sleep. You didn't. Therefore, either you're incompetent, or you're not actually here to kill me. Not here to kill you, Sirius confirms. Here to kill him, points at Ron's rat, Scabbers. The reveal of Peter Pettigrew plays out. The truth emerges. Sirius is innocent. Peter betrayed the Potters. Sirius spent 12 years in Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit. Harry's response is cold fury. Very Addams. You betrayed my biological parents. You let an innocent man rot in prison for 12 years. You served a Dark Lord who's currently a wraith. Peter, you're not just a traitor, you're a bad traitor. If you're going to be evil, at least be competent. Pettigrew whimpers. They take Pettigrew back to the castle. But Lupin transforms. It's the full moon. Chaos, Pettigrew escapes. Dementors swarm. Hundreds. They send Sirius, a convicted escaped prisoner. Harry tries his Patronus. It's strong but not enough. Then Wednesday joins him. Her spider Patronus merges with his raven. Together, their Patronuses multiply. The raven splits into dozens of ravens, a murder of ravens. Working in formation, the spider creates webs that corral the Dementors, funneling them away. Combined magic, sibling magic. The Dementors retreat, confused, overwhelmed. Dumbledore arrives, sees the situation, hears the truth about Pettigrew. Sirius Black is innocent, Dumbledore declares. This will require a formal trial, but with Harry Potter's testimony and Remus Lupin's corroboration, I believe justice will prevail. Sirius gets a trial. Pettigrew is captured. They manage to stun him before he fully escapes. Veritaserum confirms the truth. Sirius Black is exonerated. At the end of third year, Sirius approaches Harry formally. You saved my life. You believed in me when no one else did. Your family, Addams's protect family. I'm not an Addams, though. You're a Black. The Addamses are a Black cadet branch. By blood and by choice, your family. Welcome home, Sirius, crying now, hugs Harry. Wednesday watches. Emotions, how tedious. Year 4, the Goblet of Fire. Harry's name comes out of the goblet. He didn't enter, but the contract is binding. I'll compete, Harry says. But if the goblet is a magical contract, I'm treating each task as family training. Dragons, we have worse in the menagerie. Merpeople, I've negotiated with Grindylows. Mazes, our house is a death trap. Wednesday, define worse than dragons. Grandmama's cooking. Fair point. Task 1. The dragon champions must retrieve a golden egg from a nesting dragon. Cedric Diggory transfigures a rock into a dog, distracts the dragon, gets his egg. Fleur Delacour uses a sleeping charm. Partially successful, gets singed but retrieves her egg. Victor Crumb uses a conjunctivitis curse, blinds the dragon, gets the egg but damages eggs in the nest, loses points. Harry Potter walks into the arena wearing his formal Addams pinstripe suit. The crowd gasps. Commentator, Potter's not even raising his wand. Harry approaches the Hungarian horntail calmly. The most dangerous dragon, 50 feet long. Spiked tail, fire that can melt stone. Hello, beautiful, Harry says in a carrying voice. You're magnificent. Those spines could kill a hippogriff at 50 paces. You're perfect. Harry sidesteps, fencing footwork, doesn't flinch. I know you're protecting your eggs. I respect that. But that golden one isn't yours. It's a fake. I can tell by the magical signature. He's using a technique Grandmama taught him, projecting intent through magic. Not parcel tongue, dragons don't speak snake language, but beast speech, a way of communicating emotion and purpose. The dragon pauses, sniffs the golden egg, realizes Harry's right. It doesn't smell like her eggs. I'll make you a deal, Harry continues. Let me take the fake egg, and I'll convince these people to give you a better nesting environment. Your cave is damp. You're a mother. You deserve better. The dragon considers. Then steps aside. Harry walks forward, picks up the golden egg, nods respectfully to the dragon. Thank you. I'll keep my promise. He walks out. The crowd is silent. Then erupts in cheers. Bagman, Potter has negotiated with the dragon? That's never been done before. Afterward, Harry speaks to the dragon keepers, convinces them to improve the nesting caves. They agree. Anything for the boy who lived. Task 2. The Black Lake champions must rescue a hostage from merpeople. Harry's hostage is Wednesday. Obviously, Harry uses gillyweed, Neville's suggestion, but he also brings gifts for the merpeople, potions that accelerate underwater plant growth. Morticia's recipe. Underwater, he meets the merchieftainess. I come in peace. I need to retrieve my sister. The task is to rescue, not negotiate. I'm offering a trade. These potions will double your kelp harvest. In exchange, you let me take all the hostages, not just mine. You would save competitors? They're not my enemies. They're just in the way. You are strange, surface dweller. I accept. Harry rescues Wednesday, then Hermione, Crumb's hostage, Cho, Cedric's, and Gabrielle, Fleur's sister. Surfaces with all four. Judges are shocked. Award him maximum points for moral fiber. Fleur hugs Harry, actually cries. You saved my sister. Thank you. Task 3. The maze. Harry and Cedric navigate the maze together, help each other with obstacles. They reach the cup simultaneously. Together, Cedric suggests. Harry hesitates. His scar tingles. The phantom pain from years of bearing Voldemort's Horcrux, now gone, but muscle memory remains. Wait. Don't touch it. Something's wrong. It's a port key. Unauthorized. Someone modified it after the judges placed it. Trap? Yes. For me specifically. Harry pulls out his communication mirror, paired with one Gomez carries. Father. Emergency. The cup is a trap. Voldemort's waiting on the other end. Gomez's face appears. Don't touch it. I'm contacting Dumbledore. We'll handle this. Dumbledore, Moody, Snape, McGonagall arrive. Gomez and Morticia apparate directly into the maze, bypassing wards with Addams family magic. Dumbledore examines the cup. It's a port key to Little Hangleton, the Riddle family graveyard, Voldemort's resurrection site. Morticia says. He's prepared a ritual. We raid it, Gomez decides. Now, before he realizes we know. They form a team, Dumbledore, Moody, Snape, Gomez, Morticia, Harry, Wednesday. Harry, you don't have to. Dumbledore starts. He's been hunting me for 14 years. I'm coming. They touch the cup together. Portkey activates. Little Hangleton graveyard they arrive. A cauldron boils in the center. Foul-smelling potion. Peter Pettigrew stands beside it, nervous. Master, they're early. They brought. Rudimentary body, created through dark rituals. Snake-like face, red eyes. Noseless, horrible but functional. Harry Potter, Voldemort hisses. You brought friends. How unexpected. I'm not here to be murdered quietly, Harry says. I'm here to stop you. You? A child? A child trained by the Addams family. A child who survived your soul fragment for 13 years. A child who knows you better than you know yourself. The Horcrux. Where is my Horcrux? Destroyed. Purified. Released. You lost that anchor. Liar, Voldemort casts Avada Kedavra. Gomez speaks a word in wandless magic. The curse stops midair. Dissipates. Voldemort stares. Impossible. We simply unmade it. Disorganized the spell structure at its fundamental level. Kill them all, Voldemort commands. The Death Eaters cast killing curses, Cruciatus blasting hexes. But the Addamses are ready. Gomez and Morticia transfigure the ground beneath 4 Death Eaters into quicksand. They sink, screaming. Wednesday solidifies the air around 3 more into crystal. Trapped mid-spell, Harry turns 2 Death Eaters' wands into snakes, Blackadders. They drop the wands, panicking. Dumbledore binds the remaining 3 with ropes of light. The battle lasts 30 seconds. Voldemort watches his forces dissolve. You cannot defeat me. I am immortal. I have Horcruxes. Had Horcruxes, Wednesday corrects. The diary, destroyed. The ring destroyed by Dumbledore. Harry's scar, purified last summer. That leaves the locket, cup, diadem, and Nagini. We know about all of them. Voldemort's face contorts with rage. How? We understand soul magic better than you ever did. You tore yourself apart thinking it would make you immortal. All you did was destroy yourself piece by piece. But he's weak. The resurrection interrupted. His body unstable. Gomez, Morticia, Harry, and Wednesday combine their magic, speak an unmaking formula together. Golden light pours from their hands. Attacks not Voldemort directly, but the magic sustaining his rudimentary body. The dark rituals, the potions, the anchors, everything dissolves. Voldemort screams. His body begins to fade. No, I will not be defeated by children, Dumbledore says quietly. You're being defeated by the consequences of your own choices. The unmaking completes. Voldemort's body dissolves. His main soul flees, still anchored to remaining Horcruxes. But weaker, destabilized. The raid succeeds, Pettigrew is captured, Death Eaters bound and arrested. Aftermath, at Hogwarts, Dumbledore announces, Lord Voldemort attempted to return to power last night. He failed. His resurrection was prevented by the combined efforts of Harry Potter, Wednesday Addams, and several adults who will receive Order of Merlin awards for their bravery. But Voldemort still exists, Dumbledore continues. He has Horcruxes. We have time now, time to end this properly, but everyone knows who really won. Summer 1995 Horcrux extraction before 5th year. There's one final piece of dark magic to address. The Horcrux fragment that was in Harry's scar. Dumbledore discovered it, told the Addamses, initially suggested Harry would need to die. Absolutely not, Morticia said. Grandmama performed research, found an ancient ritual. Horcrux extraction from a living host. Dangerous, painful, requires an anchor, someone to temporarily hold the fragment during extraction. Wednesday volunteers immediately. You'll be in agony, Harry warns. I know. I don't care. We're partners, ride or die since age 6. If you think I'm letting you sacrifice yourself, you're stupider than Dumbledore's beard. The ritual is performed at Addams Manor. Gomez, Morticia, Dumbledore and Grandmama conducting it. Wednesday sits across from Harry, holds his hands. The extraction begins. Harry feels the soul fragment, Voldemort's rage, fear, hunger, being pulled from his scar. It burns, like fire inside his skull. The fragment transfers to Wednesday. She gasps. Her face goes white. Every muscle locks. Morticia works quickly. Applies alchemical poison specifically designed to destroy soul magic. The Horcrux fragment dissolves. Wednesday screams. Actually screams. Harry has never heard her scream before. 3 days. She's in agony for 3 days while the last traces of dark magic burn out of her system. Harry doesn't leave her side. Reads to her. Holds her hand. Whispers, "You're the bravest person I know." When it's over, Wednesday is pale but alive. Never ask me to do that again. I won't. Thank you. You're welcome. Now let's kill Voldemort. 5th year, accelerated Horcrux hunt. The Addams family uses their resources to locate Horcruxes. The locket, found in Grimmauld Place. Creature reveals its location after Harry treats him with respect. The cup, retrieved from Gringotts. The Addamses' bank connections allow legitimate access to the Lestrange vault. The diadem, found in the room of requirement, Luna helps locate it with her unique perspective. Nagini, tracked using Grandmama's death magic divination. Each Horcrux is destroyed systematically. Dumbledore's ring, Hermione's basilisk fang through the cup. Fiendfire, controlled for the diadem. By Christmas of 5th year, only Nagini remains. The final battle, June 1996. They raid Riddle Manor, the Addams family, the Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore, Sirius, Remus. Voldemort is waiting. He's created another rudimentary body, weaker than a full resurrection, but dangerous. You've destroyed my Horcruxes, Voldemort says. Clever, but I still have Nagini, and I still have power. And you have wisdom, boy? I have family. That's better. The battle is brutal. Death Eaters versus Order members spells flying. Chaos, Harry and Wednesday focus on Nagini. The snake is massive, protected by Voldemort's magic. Harry speaks Parseltongue. Nagini, you were human once, a maledictus, cursed to become a snake. Voldemort used you, made you a Horcrux. Let us free you. Remembers choosing Voldemort because he understood her curse. He doesn't care about you, Wednesday adds through Harry's translation. You're a tool, nothing more. Sees him using her as a shield, not protecting her. Using her, she makes a choice. Slithers to Harry, lowers her head. Free me. Harry and Wednesday perform the most advanced biological alchemy they've ever attempted. Reverse the maledictus curse. Temporarily, Nagini becomes human. Elderly, weak, but human. Thank you, she whispers. Without Nagini, the Horcrux is exposed. Wednesday destroys it with controlled fiend fire. Voldemort screams. His last anchor gone. You're mortal now, Tom. Dumbledore fights desperately. Dark magic, killing curses, everything he has. But Harry is ready. Speaks an unmaking formula, the same one used on the rudimentary body before. Voldemort's body dissolves. His soul, split so many times it can't cohere, simply stops existing. Not death, erasure. The battle ends. Voldemort is gone. Forever. Summer 1996. Political vacuum with Voldemort dead. The ministry needs leadership. Kingsley Shacklebolt is interim minister, overwhelmed. The public wants Harry Potter to take a position, Kingsley tells him. I'm 16. I have no interest in politics. Then who? My father. His platform? Equality for magical creatures? Educational reform? Justice system overhaul? Remove Dementors from Azkaban? Transparency in government? He wins by a landslide. Morticia redecorates the ministry. Gothic elegance, black marble, silver accents, a chandelier made of ethically sourced bones. Gomez's first year produces massive reform. Dementors removed from Azkaban, replaced with wards. Werewolf Rights Act passes. House elf liberation, optional, becomes law. Hogwarts curriculum reformed to include practical magic. Opposition exists. Pureblood supremacists, Death Eater sympathizers. Gomez destroys them in public debate. His wit, his intelligence, his absolute refusal to tolerate bigotry. You call me a blood traitor, Gomez says in a speech. I am a direct descendant of the House of Black. My blood is as pure as yours. Purer because it's not tainted by cowardice. You worship a dead ideology. I build a living society. Which of us is truly powerful? 2017, 19 years later. King's Cross Station, platform 9 3/4. Harry Potter Addams, age 37, stands with his family. Wife, Luna Lovegood Addams. They married in a ceremony officiated by a ghost. Perfect. Children, Lily Morticia Potter Addams, age 11. Starting first year. James Gomez Potter Addams, age 13. Third year Wednesday is there too, age 37. Married to Blaise Zabini, surprising everyone. Child, Ophelia Wednesday Zabini, age 11. The platform has changed in 19 years. Diversity, Muggleborns, half-bloods, purebloods mix freely, magical creatures. A centaur drops off their child, first generation to attend Hogwarts after Gomez's reforms. Gothic aesthetics are mainstream. The Addams family's cultural influence. Less fear, more curiosity. Draco Malfoy approaches with his son, Scorpius. Potter, Addams, Malfoy. Your apothecary business is thriving, I hear, Harry says. Thanks to your wife's recommendations on rare ingredients. Scorpius and Lily are already talking. Friends through family gatherings. Neville Longbottom, now headmaster, appears. Harry, Wednesday, ready to send them off? Lily's nervous about the sorting, Harry says. Tell her the sorting hat is more scared of her than she is of it. I've seen her practice hexes. Harry kneels to Lily's level. Remember what Grandmama Morticia taught you. Fear is for people without poison resistance. And Grandpa Gomez, everyone has weaknesses. Never let them see you cry. Save it for when you're alone and can plan revenge. Harry laughs. Perfect. Now go make us proud, but not too proud. We don't want the school to explode. Runs to the train with Ophelia and Scorpius. The train pulls away. The adults watch. Our children are going to terrify that school, Draco says. Good, Wednesday replies. Luna, I wonder if they'll discover the secret passage behind the trophy room. Harry, they'll find it. Addams' children are very good at finding things that should stay hidden. He watches the train disappear, Luna, thinking about your parents. Both sets, Lily and James would be proud. Gomez and Morticia definitely are. You broke the cycle. Voldemort wanted to make you an orphan, a weapon, a symbol. Instead, you became a father, a teacher, a person. That's the real victory. We all did. None of us fought alone. I approve. A young witch approaches Harry, maybe 20. Mr. Potter? I wanted to say thank you. My grandmother was Muggle-born. She said before you and the Addams family changed things, she was bullied constantly. Now I can go to Hogwarts without fear. So, thank you. Be brave when it matters. And if anyone tries to make you feel small, remember that you're magical. That's already extraordinary. Luna, still saving people, Harry Potter. Old habits. Wednesday turns to him. Potter, do you ever regret how things turned out? The violence, the darkness, the fact that you had to kill someone at 16? Harry thinks. I regret that Cedric died. I regret that so many people suffered because of Voldemort. But do I regret who I became? No. I'm a husband, a father, a professor. I sleep at night knowing I did what was necessary. The Addams family taught me that darkness isn't evil. It's just honesty about the world. And honesty is worth fighting for. The platform empties. Final narration. Harry Potter was raised in darkness. Not the darkness of cruelty, but the darkness of truth. That death is natural, that fear is optional, and that family is worth every sacrifice. He didn't become a Dark Lord. He became something more dangerous. A good man who understood the dark. The Addams family taught him to embrace what he was, to find strength in strangeness, to love unconventionally but completely. And that made all the difference. The wizarding world is better for it, brighter for accepting darkness, stronger for embracing those who are different. Harry Potter Addams lived happily never after, because happily ever after is for fairy tales, and this was real life, gothic, strange, macabre, wholesome, perfectly Addams. Let us know what you'd like to see next.